everyone, it's Renee here, and before I begin today, I thought I might have to address the elephant in the room. That is the totally destroyed ex-boyfriend. He is past his use-by date, and it's time he be gone. So, let's make it happen. Ta-da! Let me introduce you to the elephant in my room. So he's going to be my middle of the desk marker until he's sacrificed to the god of craft. So today I wanted to make a tag, and I've been playing with the grungy papers and elements. I pulled a few pages out that I wanted to play with, and these are not they. Preemptively cut a bunch of pieces out from different pages, and I wanted to make a tag or two. So I'll just get the bits that I've prepared, if I can remember. Here we go. Alright, here's some I prepared earlier. So I've cut out enough to make two of the tags. So for the first one, I've selected this dark mottled green, and then I've gone with these elements. So how I picked this was, I've started by cutting out this flower and noticed that it is purpley blue and pink, so I picked purpley blue or pink elements to go with it. So let's make this one, and then we'll do the other one. Hopefully this will be a quick one today, because I came prepared. So, oops. I'm going to pop my elements over there. Paper on the elephant. Elements and elephant. This is going to be fun. Going to get this mixed up all the time. Alright, so I'm just going to lay them out on my paper how I kind of want them to look. And it's going to be kind of a cluster. And I want it to end up looking what's the word? Uneven? No, spread out. Little bit poking out here and there. Whatever that word is. That's how I want it to look. Chaotic. I haven't really decided ahead of time where I want my elements to go. I've just picked the elements that I know I wanted to use. Alright, I'm not minding that. So, ticket, ruler, picture, flowers, and then numbers in that order. I'm going to shift those off to the side. Start with my ticket. And I'm going to glue that down. I'm going to make sure I've got room all around my cluster. So ruler next. And whilst it might not go back in exactly the same place, it'll be near enough. So I think next was the picture. Flower. And numbers there. Like that. Alright, so now I've stuck that on. I want to cut it out, but I want to leave a little border around the entire edge of the cluster I've made. So that's for future use, and I'm just going to go around now, and I'm not going to be too fussy with my fussy cutting. I want to leave a bit of a border, not too much of a border, not too little of a border. Kind of rounding all my corners as I go. So that's what we've ended up with. Now I'm going to ink the edges. So next I'm going to decide what colour tag I want it on. Now I had thought to do it on blue because it has a bit of blue in it and I haven't picked that much blue. So I think I'll just go with these. I'm going to go with these two, and I'm going to leave them attached at the middle because I'm going to back them on each other. Okay, folding that in half like this. What did I do with the pressy tool? And glue. Fold. Might actually use my ruler and blade. We'll try not to assault the elephant on its first day. And see if I got it all. Looks like it. Let's ink. Alright, so I hear you saying, well, that's way too big. How are you going to put that on there? And I agree, that's way too big. So what I'm going to do is decide how I'd like to use this on the tag. Not going to put it down on the middle, that's definitely not going to happen, but I can use part of it. So if I was to cut this in half, I can use, if you're worried how it's going to look, you can use a piece of card to say, look, I like how that looks at the top there, but does that look alright down the bottom? That doesn't look terrible. Or do I want to cut it this way? I don't really like that, and that's not really that great either. So this one's going to go this way. We are going to now cut this in half about here. So now we have these two pieces. So this one here is going to be the bottom of my tag. And I'm going to decide, I quite like that. I think that's where I'm going to pop it. So in with my glue. Glue, glue, glue. And I'm aiming to have it such that the edge of the tag is about the edge of the photo here. And then we've got the flowers poking up over here. Then I'm going to trim off the back. Like that. Then I'm going to take the other piece and decide where I want to put that. And I quite like that just like that there. So again, glue. And place like that. Right. There we go. Now let's re-ink those edges. A little heavy on the ink over here, but because it's grungy, I'll just go a little heavier. Like that. Alright, so now we're up to this part. I'm going to pick a word that I'd like to put on here. And going to go with creativity, I think. It's just a matter of deciding where you want to place it. Maybe we want to go with a second word with it. What about curated creativity? Like that. Yep, I think I like that. That is what I'm going with. So, curated. Creativity. There we go. Ready to go in a journal. Let's do the other one and see if it comes out similar. Alright, so let's have a go at this next one. Now, I'm going to have a go at putting them down and blindly. I'm not going to place them ahead of time to decide what I like, which sometimes works, sometimes is a giant disaster. But I know I kind of want to lay them out in a way where they're overlapping but poking out in all different places. That's all I want, although I kind of feel like I want something down here. So, maybe if I cut it first, I don't know. Let's go with it. Let's see what happens. The creative juices, doesn't feel right. The creativity will curate itself, maybe. So I'm doing the same thing I did before. I'm cutting around roughly, leaving a gap. Alright, so this time I had picked green or teal, green blue. I'm going to cut these out and glue them together like before. I think I tore that a bit, yes I did. Okay, so that determines that this side is the side we're going to hide. I'm too impatient to let my glue dry before I use the blade, and my blade isn't razor sharp, so it grabs rather than cuts. Alright, so I normally like to do it on the plainer side, but we're going to do it on the busy side because I need to hide my mistake. So let's use this sheet of paper to decide where to cut. Now we could cut the butterfly in half like that. Or kind of plain boring rulers. I think for prettiness, we're going to cut this butterfly in half. Like this. Okay, so this half is going over here. Maybe we need to put the little side on first so we can see how much room we want the big side to take up. What I might do is just trim off this. Oh, I never inked it. Why didn't you tell me? Okay, we will ink it now. It is never too late for some inking, except once it's glued down, then it's kind of a bit too late. But we're not there yet. If you make one and you put your paper over it, you can't decide what part looks best for cutting it in half, then maybe that one just stays as a full embellishment and you make another one. So, going to glue this down here, like that, and now that's just too much putting it like that, and there's too much overlap like that, so we're going to have to lose some of this. But in order to not lose, like, you can use the bits you cut off in other projects, and I don't want to chop that butterfly in a place where he can't be used. So we're going to just take this bit here, and that's going to go on here. There, like that. Okay. I'm going to see if I can straighten this up. Right, I can't, so we're going to do some wonky cutting. We're going to put this on the other side. Alright, so on this side I'm going to put a big word. So we're going to put that down the bottom there. And back to this side, let's put something. Maybe we'll use this green part to make some sort of shape sort of thing. So just trying to see if I can get something that'll fit in that shape and not look terrible. Let's give it a try. We can only try. This is a bit of an experiment because I didn't have this size of gap before. So I find that creation comes whenever I stuff something up because I need to fix it. Alright, I'll pop that bit there like that. Alright, so now I need to put something on here so it doesn't look so out of place. So, alright, I've cut out this leafy thing because I think it would go here. Alright, but I want to trim off its stem a little bit here and then stick it on there. Just like that, so it gives us a little foliage on there. And then I'm going to put my words there. And I think maybe a number for down there. Number sheet. Like that. Alright, so there we have it. Alright, so this is the two we've made. And I did make a few earlier which I'll show you. If I can find them. Here we go. So I made this one. And this one. And I also made this one. Now this one I thought, if I want to decorate the whole outside, how can I put it together such that I still could have a journal spot? So I made this little insertable tag that just inserts into the bottom of the big tag and has a little handmade twine tassel and just one of the little number charms from the kit. And I really liked how that one came out too. It's all decorated using the same technique, only instead of gluing the two tags completely together, I just glued around the edge. So it's got a bit that you can poke another tag into. So that's how that worked. Alright, well thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you have a go at making some of these if you've got the grungy kit. If you don't, try it with whatever you've got, because it's essentially making a cluster and then cutting it in half and gluing both halves on opposite sides of a tag, or top and bottom, and then fixing it if you end up with gaps that don't work. So excellent. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.